Hey guys, what's up? So, I am in my studio as you can see, and maybe you ask yourself, man, how does a music producer live his life? Well, I can tell you, most of the people that do a lot of music, they work a lot. They worked a lot or they work a lot. Everybody's different, not everybody's a workaholic as I am, but most of the people are in a way rather disciplined. So my usual workday starts at maybe 8 o'clock, and also there is no days off. Like literally very few days that I'm not getting up and working. So it's a lot of sacrifice if you want to do anything in your life really good, especially anything to do with art, writing or music or anything like that. It will take a huge chunk of your life, and also, yeah, it means solitude. It means being alone in the studio. For me at least, this is what it means, because yeah, was just my experience, and this was all my life since I started with about 20 years old. This was the case, basically working, and then you get invited to places and you visit those places, which is amazing, and this is a complete different story. Then you actually interact with other people, and you're kind of this, you know, monkey who's sitting in a cage working all the time, and then you are free, basically. You can, you know, just be a normal human for a while if you're touring. In a way, it is like that. So for me, it's really hard to not work. And even if I'm totally smashed, I'm gonna come here in the studio and try to work. Even if I'm too tired to actually work, I will sit there and just try it anyway. So it's a little bit like that. And I enjoy it. I need the time for myself. That's really important. I always needed space and time for myself. I love other people and especially appreciate other people around me. Then I also appreciate to have the time to be just focused on myself with my own stuff. You know, with my projects, I have so many ideas and a vision that I have to fulfill in my life. So yeah, this means being alone a lot, actually. But it doesn't mean that I do not have friends. I have friends and family that is really dear to me, of course, even if I sometimes don't find the time to show them properly. But I love my friends and my family, of course. It became an important part of my life. I say became an important part of my life is because in the past 10 years, yeah, in between 20 and 30 years old, I was really focused on what I wanted to achieve, and I achieved it very quickly also, because I was disciplined, because I had this disregard for social activities, or just the balls to not do it, you know. Like in some cases you are sitting in the studio and you're not able to go out and have a cocktail with your friends in the summer. I mean, you would be able, but you know you should stay in the studio, so you do. And I think, you know, most people that kind of do this as a living, they have this thing that they have the ability to stay at home when other people are just having fun. It's about having a disciplined life. It's about waking up every day and work. That is what it is for me, because I believe you only have limited time on this planet, so use your time wisely. If you want to achieve anything, then you have to work for it and kind of coordinate and organize yourself. So yeah, and coordinating and organizing myself is one thing that I never really learned, because I had a very, very wild childhood, let's put it like that. I was like growing up in several countries and had very little stability because of that. And yeah, the fact is that I dropped out of school rather early, and then I was actually going into university. They took me in the university because of outstanding artistic talent. So this is the way how they can just pick whoever they like, and then you can still go to the university. So I dropped out of school early and went into university early, and I never learned to organize myself. Let's face it, I dropped out of school very early, and that had several effects on my life. One, the thing with the organization, I had to learn it really by myself, and it was pretty hard. But I made progress, that's for sure, and I'm much more organized now than I am for 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And also social competence is another thing that you also learn in that time. So like if you are so occupied with unstable childhood, it can be very occupying, sounds stupid, but that's the truth, then you might not have the stability in time that you need to actually learn how to properly integrate yourself into social systems. I never learned that. I also never learned to bow down to anyone. Never. Not to my teachers, not to my superiors, or not to nobody. And that's not necessarily an easy thing for the rest of the society, because the rest of the society is built upon obeying, basically. That's what it is. I mean, you need, if you're a good working part of the society, you're one that obeys the rules of the society, and I never did that. Actually, I wanted to start this video out about that, you know, what do you do as a music producer during the day, and now it became this long talk about everything. So back to the point, when you are a music producer, or I'm just talking from my perspective now again, but you wake up, with you I mean me, and I have this very, you know, focused chain of things that I do when I wake up. I don't spend a lot of time in the bed, maximum like 1 or 2 minutes, and I get up, put my clothes on, go into the kitchen, start a coffee maker, go into the toilet, go back, finish the coffee business so that I can, you know, pick it up 5 minutes later. I go to the studio, I start the computer, I read my messages, I hear the coffee is ready in the background, and I pick up my coffee, and I'm off to work basically. It depends what I have to do this day. Sometimes I work on videos, mostly I work on music, of course, and sometimes I work on my courses or on my other projects. I have plenty projects that I'm working on, so one of them I will put my mind to, and then this goes on until 10 o'clock in the night with some short breaks. Sometimes I take a couple of breaks, for example for video gaming, and then also I do my shopping and stuff. So often, maybe every second day or so, I jump on my bike and I do a tour where I buy good quality fresh bread, some nice vegetables, you know, all the food and stuff that I need. And then I'm again 2, 3, sometimes 4 days on my own, not seeing anyone in some cases. In really hardcore cases, you're sitting for 2 weeks, you're not talking to anyone. I had that many times in my life. I was so focused on work that I noticed, oh, I'm only talking to the cashier in the supermarket, and that's it. It's different if you're in a relationship. If you are in a relationship and you're living with somebody else, obviously that's different. Okay, so that's it. I just checked the time. It's already 10 minutes. I hope that you had a great Christmas time. I had, and I wish you a great start into the new year. Thank you for your support, and see you guys soon. See you guys maybe in Goa in a couple of days, or see you in the next video.